If you're fed up bending down to pick up weeds or just having weeds in your yard, then this Gbekery 39-inch stainless steel stand-up weed puller is for you. It's made from stainless steel, so it's not going to give when you start pulling out those weeds that are a little bit tougher. You've got this nice handle at the top here, fits your hand really well, so when you're walking around, you can hold on to it and not get blisters and not have to worry about just being uncomfortable when you're pulling the weeds, because this is meant to make things a little bit easier on yourself. Full stainless arm all the way down. Down here you do have plastic components, but they are heavy duty, so they're not going to flex when you bend things back. And to the business end here, you have these two straight prongs on the back here, and you have these two grippers on the front here. So when you tilt this back, you can see it grabs the weed like that. It's got a spring in here, so it can spring back once you've finished putting your pressure on there when you pull it out of the ground, and then the mechanism here for discharging. Before I mentioned that you shouldn't stand on this when you're pushing this into the ground, but when this is out of the ground, you have a weed in here, you can use your foot to just kick a weed out and it'll eject the weed at the end there. When you're not using your stand-up weed puller, this arm can sometimes get in the way. It's kind of big and bulky. You just bend this over and it takes up less space when you're storing it, so you can just stand it up in your garage or wherever you stand it up, or hang it up. The base of this is plastic, but as you can see here, it's actually made from really thick plastic. Really impressed with how well this is held up with pulling weeds in the yard. You see the spikes here, so when you're pulling out a bigger weed, it's going to grip into the ground and really pull that out. Not too sure what this thing is right here, but we're going to get this with this weed puller, put it over the top like that, push it down. You can stand on it as well. Just make sure you don't stand on this side, always stand on this side here. And we're just going to tilt it back, and then we can discharge of this. If you're like me and you're fed up bending down to pull weeds, I'd really recommend you get the stand-up weed puller.